So in chapter 1, we were working on transformations, and we talked about vertical stretch or compression. So we're going to see what this looks like for a linear function. Okay, so we're going to start with the, I'll put it in green, with the identity function. F of x equals x. And we know that the identity function goes through these points. It has a slope of 1 and a y-intercept of 0. So it cuts right through that diagonal, okay? Now, if we wanted to look at a stretch, a vertical stretch, we might think of something like g of x equaling 3x. So what's going to happen is all our outputs are going to get multiplied by 3. So where we used to have a 1 times 3 would be 3. Where we used to have a 2, now it's going to be a 6. Where we used to have a 3, now it's going to be, oh, my point's off. I was going to say, that doesn't look like a 6. Get it a 6. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, it's up here. And then where we used to have a 3, you know, right there, now it's going to jump up to 9. Now the same thing would happen if you had a negative 1, but it's going to go to negative 3. And then negative 2 would go to negative 6. Kind of running out of room. What happens at 0? Oh, I'm off a point too. Okay. You might not be able to see that 1 point. Okay, so when I multiply, it's going to be 3. There we go. Negative 1 times 3, right? And then I'll try to scroll it up a little bit. I'm going to lose my graph here. Negative 2 right here, but now it's going to be a negative 6. Okay? Now, what happens at 0, 0? Well, that's still going to be 0, because 0 times 3 is still 0. Okay, so hopefully these line up. Oh, I'm off. I'm off a point. All right. It's down here. I think that's 6. Okay, now they should line up. So you get this vertical stretch. Now, you might say, well, I don't want to think about the transformations. I didn't really like those transformations so much. And that's okay, because you can graph this using the slope and the y-intercept. So we're just trying to show it to you in a different way of looking at it, like compared to the other functions when we do stretches and compressions. Okay, so now let's look at a compression. Let's have h of x, and let's say it's 1/2 x. So what's happening is where I used to have a 1, now I'd only go up a half. Where I used to have a 2, an output of 2, I would only go up 1. Where I used to have an output of 3, I would only go up 1.5. Okay. So, and then I'd still go through 0, 0, and then I'd have a negative 1/2, a negative 1, and a negative 1.5. So I get a line going like this, and that represents a vertical compression. Okay? So just showing you with the transformations how that's working, what it looks like.